Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Abundance Oracle. I'm glad you returned, and I made it too. Hey, that's good news, right? Okay, I have again some more money saving tips that on a day to day basis will help you out, which then turns into a month to month basis, which grows a little more, year to year grows a little more, and pretty soon you have a lifetime of abundance. So let me get straight to it. Here we go. You know, when I read my notes, I have to put my glasses on. I'm getting old. Okay, for your garden, start now to collect old newspaper from your town library, and you're going to use them in the spring under your mulch that you put in around your plants. It'll help fertilize the plants as well, and it helps entice the worms, which are very good, to come from the deeper soil. All right, and less weeds also. Number 2, save on your water bill. Go get a 65 to 85 gallon food grade barrel. So there has to be a food processing plant or something around you that you can go ask to buy a barrel. It's going to be cheaper than what they charge you in your own town, I think. So go ask and try and collect it. Wash it out well with some Clorox, some water, then rinse it a couple times. And stop paying for water out of your hose. Everything we do lately, it seems as though we have to pay little bit by little bit by little bit all the time, and it sucks us dry. So let's try and put some stops to those monthly payments. Okay, don't turn your coins in at those machines. Ours is at Stop and Shop, where you go put it into a bucket and it rolls it around and spits out either a gift certificate or sometimes cash. Those machines, they take a very large percentage. The last time I saw it, it was like 10% if you start calculating things out of what it costs you. And if you take your money and go to your bank and tell them, listen, I really would like you, do you have a machine that you could just count my stuff? They'll either say, yes, oh, we'd be happy to do it for you if they're a good service bank. Or they'll say, oh, no, you have to do it yourself. And they'll give you paper tubes, basically, and then you'll count it out. And it won't cost you anything. I mean, just think, the bank is giving you anywhere from 2 to 4%. If you do it online, then you're stuck because you can't get any service from an online place. But try and have also a local bank. Big difference, and we're going to have problems soon with our banks. I think there's 547 currently that are on the endangered list for having the funds to be able to pay people back if we ever had a run on our money like they did on the banks to get cash like they had in 1929 and took a bank holiday. So be careful and always have a little stash at home too, because if you have to make it through a couple days at the grocery store or at the gas station or something else you have to buy or pay for, you want to have a little stash in your house. Now, I'm sorry. I'm jumping way around, but I just think it's important that you have a little stash of some money, some actual cash that you can get your hands on. Okay. Okay, number 4, stop buying drinks at the drive-thru. For me, this is one of the hardest things for me to do. As you know, I don't know if you saw my other video, I like Chick-fil-A and I like McDonald's because they're on my driving path. And it's so much easier for me than to take my metal container back inside, get my filtered water and put it back in here. But that's what I need to do. I need to just start keeping this filled and not getting soda. Soda's bad for us too. Very bad. Not good for your bones. Okay. Oh, and let me mention too, stop drinking out of plastic things. I think I went over this maybe a couple videos ago. The PFAS, is that how you call it? little teensy pieces of plastic come off as you drink. And especially if you think about how long it takes to transport some of these plastic bottles, the heat gets hot and it sort of melts little teensy particles of the plastic, and you just drink that down and they stay in your body for way too long. Okay, here we are, number 5. Okay, at the grocery store, start comparing the price per pound, not the price per box or per container. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've noticed the canned vegetables, not only are they more expensive, but it looks like they're putting, like, let's say you buy a can of peas, it looks like they're putting less peas in there and more water. So, yeah, just notice price per pound. And you're still going to be a little bit taken advantage of if they do the water thing. And I keep hearing from people, yes, they have the same problem when they buy stuff like that. And someone also told me, and I don't know about this, so I'm just going to tell you, it was somebody that contacted me, that there's these little pad things that go underneath your chicken and then they wrap it up. And someone said now when they open up the chicken, the little pads are like filled with juice and water. So somehow it seems like they're adding a little weight, mysteriously how it shows up. I'm not going to accuse anybody of anything, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. The large cans, so I'm still at number 5, the large cans of vegetables, the big ones, on the very bottom shelf, where most people just don't bend down to, it's the lowest price per ounce or price per pound or whatever it is you're buying. See if you can buy those and maybe parcel them out. When you use it the first time, take what you need, and then maybe just take and put those. Maybe you have 4 servings you can put in a container, or, mix into your next meal or something like that. See if you can do that, because it's all pennies that are adding up. Okay. Number 6. Did you know you can buy a big roast beef at the store for a cheaper price than smaller packages? I'm sure you all knew that. However, you then take the big package and you knock, knock, knock on the butcher's door behind the big glass window, and you say, "Would you mind please cutting this up into 3 pieces for me?" And they will do that. I've never been turned down, and you get the cheaper price, the same as if you bought a big one all put together. So you understand what I'm trying to say, and it'll save you a little bit money. Pennies, pennies, pennies. Again, they're adding up. Okay, number 7. Ask around to your friends who has a Costco or BJ's card, and if you can go with them the next time alongside their trip, because they're allowed to walk in with other people, and you'll get the same cheap prices as they do. Going together is more fun, and it's better for your wallet. Plus, if you are lucky enough to have a friend with a nearby Costco card, you can drive together, saving gas, and share lunch at the Costco little cafe at the end. They have not raised the prices. Their hot dogs, which I know we're all not supposed to eat, but we all have our favorite. The hot dogs with a refillable soda cup is $1.99 lunch. And it's not an itty bitty hot dog. It's a nice big hot dog. They're very, very tasty. That's my favorite thing at Costco's. Okay. However, they have a squirt ketchup and a squirt relish supply, so you won't be getting any extra packets to take home. That's one of my things on my other video. Okay. Oh, while you're at Costco, there's a checkout and returns counter usually after you check out and before you have the receipt checker lady. You can buy gift certificates there, and if you buy gift certificates, it entitles you, whoever you give the gift certificate to come in one time with that gift certificate without having to buy a membership. So if your friend, like my friend did, he spent like 20, 20, 20, 20, and gave me 4 of them. So I could go in, I could spend $20. Usually I spend way more, but you have to use up your whole gift card that one time you come. Otherwise, they're going to give you the extra change and leave you without a gift card to be able to enter the entrance. So, see, there's another cost savings thing. Okay, number 8. Here's a money saving tip from my crazy Nana who was born in 1902. She was the first woman boat sporting writer in the United States. This is a story I'll tell you in the future. It's real. I think it's very humorous and very clever of her, but we don't have time today. Nana was in her 20s during the Great Depression. And she shared what they used to do at the end of every meal. This was one of her saving money tips. They kept a large glass jar, no plastic back then, in the freezer, and any bit of vegetable that someone left on their dinner plate and didn't eat, she took those 5 peas or 2 pieces of green bean or a couple carrots and put it in that jar in the freezer. So when they had a chicken dinner and Nana got the bones from the chicken, I guess it might have been maybe she lived with Aunt Mabel at the time, but whoever cooked the chicken dinner, usually they ate every little piece that they could, but there was still some left on the bones. So the next day what they would do in the morning is they would take a pot and fill it up with water just enough to cover the chicken and let it cook and cook and cook, and the bones would emit some collagen, and the little pieces of chicken that were still left would take and fall off as well. And then after they took the bones out of the pot, they would go to the freezer, get that container of all those vegetables, pieces of corn and everything else that were a little bit here, a little bit there, and dumped them into the chicken soup. So they didn't have to open big cans. They just could use this little leftovers that would have been thrown away if she didn't do that. I thought that's very clever. Okay. Number 9. So now you see where I get my ideas for money saving. Okay. Number 9. Every paycheck that you get, always take a little amount out, whether that's only, $5 or whether that's $500, and take and put that little bit away every single time you get a paycheck. And pretty soon, once again, little bit by little bit adds up to more and more. And pretty soon, you'd be surprised how much you have saved for maybe your new used car, we'll go through that as well, over a 5-year period, as long as you have your car now or something like that. But that's a very good, put it in a little separate savings account where you can't get on it at the bank, or put it, I won't tell you where Crazy Nana put it, but under your bed mattress or something. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, number 10, cook at home. Use storage containers. Oh, so let's say you normally would cook. Make 3 meals in one. Eat one like you normally would do, and then take the other two meals that you made and put them into freezer type containers. Or that's when you might have to use your Ziploc bag. Splurge and get a Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer. So it saves you time for next time around, and it saves you money, because now you can buy, instead of a little package of hamburger meat, let's say you're making meatballs or something like that, you can buy a big package, pay a little less. All right. Have potluck dinners with your friends. Have them come over, enjoy everybody's company, and you don't have to do so much work. And more, this is going to be coming back because everyone's sort of struggling a little bit right now. Okay, so this is from my friend Kathy. Her grandmother used to take powdered milk because it's much cheaper than regular milk. She would mix the powdered milk with the water to make it at the right consistency. And then she'd use half regular milk and half powdered milk together, and swears you can't tell the difference. Do not use all powdered milk because it tastes different, but start half and half. Maybe you can wean your kids slowly into that. But this is for adults too. You won't be able to tell the difference. Your husband will just think you're remarkable how much money you're starting to save. Okay, make your own birthday cakes. Make your own buttermilk frosting. How do you make your own buttermilk frosting? Well, buttermilk is made only of 2, could be 3 if you need to thin it out a little. Butter and powdered sugar. You can thin it out if it's a little too thick with a really, really little teensy bit of milk. And that was another tip from Kathy, because what they did is they used to make their birthday cakes and their own buttermilk frosting, and she says it's so much more delicious. So I said, oh, fabulous. Next time the kids are having their birthdays, I'm coming over to taste your cake. All right, and this is the last tip that Kathy sent to me. She said mint candy. She loved the mint candy her mom used to make. I said, oh, tell me how you make it. Steal your idea. She said it's powdered sugar and water. So you just put enough water in it so you can stir up the powdered sugar. And then if you have any mint, essence of mint flavoring, or I suppose you could even use vanilla if you have real vanilla flavoring. Try not to use that artificial flavored stuff. Let's keep trying to head towards everything being natural. And the sugar, she said to me, you know what it's like? She said, do you know those puffy white mints that sometimes you get at restaurants, or used to get at restaurants? You don't really get them anymore. And you would suck on them a little bit and the inside used to dissolve in your mouth. That's how you make it. Okay, she says they don't last that long for hers. She takes and puts little blops of them onto a wax piece of paper so that they start to dry out a little bit. Or you could put them in a pastry bag, like an icing bag, and you could make little towers or little stars or whatever you wanted to make with them. And she said, don't let them harden too much. You want them to just be melt in your mouth quality. So thank you, Kathy. We appreciate your candy ideas, and I'll have to try them later after I mastered my sourdough bread. Last night I finished my 3rd loaf of sour bread, and it looks so much better, not that burnt bottom. And I haven't sliced it open yet. I'll do that tonight and put a little bit of butter on it, and I'll tell you how it tastes. It feels like it's still a little too heavy because we have this place called Pen d'Avignon near us, and they are exquisite bread makers. I mean, literally exquisite. And their bread, when I go to buy it, it's like $7.99 a loaf. So I try not to buy it anymore. But it's so lightweight. So I haven't figured it out yet. I might have to ask some advice from them. How do I do that? But then they wouldn't be able to sell me theirs. Okay, oh my gosh. Once again, I'm gabbing too long, 19 minutes. I'm so sorry. If you have any money-saving tips, please write it in the comments below. I'd like to steal everybody's tips so we can keep sharing them together. Okay, appreciate you, adore you, and keep your chin up. Big hugs. Bye. Oh, come back for chat tomorrow. Bye.